Welcome back, Donna. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Emily.
Good morning.
And Donna, in those 3 minutes when we were apart, I was able to fix the problem. I just had a crash and burn class, and Donna was there for it. So you guys will benefit from it because in those couple of minutes I had between classes, I figured out what the problem is. So the last class watched me fumble for quite a while, to the point where they took a break. But I'll be back. It was bad. I know you all understand because you probably have been there.
Absolutely. That's where the learning is.
Yeah, at least my learning. Anyway. All right.
All right.
So who are we waiting for? A few more people.
Claire, I don't know how you're doing all of these classes. I went to the 9 o'clock, the 10 o'clock, just because I feel behind in this. But you are amazing to do all of this.
It's repetitive. You're probably hearing the same. I'm trying not to tell the same jokes twice.
We appreciate you, Claire.
Hey, Suzanne, do you see my shirt?
Let's see.
It's a Cragmont thing.
Oh, yeah.
At the auction, Cragmont was selling these. 50 years of Black history, yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I know.
Oh.
They should make them available to the teachers again because I didn't even know they existed.
Yeah, I would love that. I
stumbled upon it when I was looking at the auction items.
Cool.
Anyway, so today what we're going to do, and then I'm going to make you my co-teacher.
Okay.
So because I left Bobby and Donna locked out of the meeting.
I'll look for people needing to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you'll help me between the two of us. Hopefully we'll
okay.
Yeah. So today what we're going to do is we're going to take the project from iMovie, export it out, put it up on YouTube, and spend a little time on YouTube just looking at a few things. All right. So I'm going to share my screen with you. I guess before I start, are there any burning questions people need me or would like me to address before we finish today?
Oh, I have one.
Okay.
I am practicing making a read aloud with a new read aloud that I received, and I couldn't find a shortcut to extending the length of time of each slide. Do I have to do each one manually, because that's what I ended up doing? Mm-hmm. Or is there the shortcut is what I couldn't figure out? And there were things I was trying to click on, like the speedometer up there, that wouldn't open. So I just extended it by hand from 3 seconds to 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Here's what you want to do. Are you seeing this?
Yes.
You see my screen?
Yes.
In where it says iMovie, it says preferences.
Right.
Here is where you decide. The default is 4 seconds.
Very good. Oh, and I
but
see.
If you change that, it will
awesome.
It will bring everything in that way.
Okay. Yeah, I was clicking on things, and I'm like, I know she showed that to us. Yeah. And okay. Thank you so much.
Sure. Any other burning questions? Okay. So I want to let me come on over here. 2 minutes. I want to try and find something really short. This is 18 seconds. Okay. All right. When you're done with your video and you've you put your title on, you put your music on, and you're ready to go, you go to File, Share. Mm-hmm. Now you will see that it says you can go straight to YouTube. Maybe you should try that. My experience has not been good with that. But I find things that, like, I develop other workarounds, and like years later they fix it, but I keep working around it and whatever. So you should try it first. But for me, I had bad experiences with going straight to YouTube. What were my bad experiences? It acted like it was doing it, but I waited and waited, and it never actually accomplished the task. And uploading is time consuming to begin with. So I don't have time to play with thinking you're uploading and then finding out you didn't upload. So my workaround is File. And here you're going to want to choose the highest resolution you can. Now I brought the videos in at a low resolution, so the best I can get is 720. You're looking for a 1080. That's your best deal. Now, there would be reasons why you'd go lower. If it's a very lengthy video and you don't have time for a really time-consuming upload, lowering the resolution would make the upload go faster. But you're lowering the resolution, so. Then you click Next. And then you give it a name. I call this Sample 11 since it's 11 a.m. And you'll notice it's going into my Documents folder. That's fine with me, as long as I know where it is. I click Save. Now it's a process. And if I try and quit iMovie right now, they're even going to talk to me about it. There's something going on that's not completed. Are you sure you want to quit? No, I don't. Because it's doing its thing and making that file. When it's done, I'll see an icon up in this left-hand corner from iMovie, that purple star, letting me know that it's done. It'll be done in a second because it's such a short video. Now that I've done that, I'm going to come on over to Chrome or Safari, whatever, and I am going to go to YouTube. Now, we found out this morning that y'all have YouTube automatically with your Berkeley.net account.
Awesome.
You may not have a channel, and I'm gonna have to do some research into I can't really speak knowledgeably about channels right now, but I'll make that my homework for tonight. But you have an icon up here, and it's either for me, it's a quilt. If you haven't chosen one, it's the first letter of one of your names, last or first, I'm not sure which. So you already are hooked up to YouTube. You want to click on this camera with the plus sign. Then you want to click on Upload Video. Now I need to find the video. If you remember, it was in the Documents folder. So I'm going to go to Select Video, go into my Documents. I called it Sample 11. I'm going to open that. Now, here I'm going to give it a name. Flying. I come down here. I do not have options as far as thumbnails. I will later. But right now, there is nothing. Is this made for kids? Yes. I don't do anything with age restrictions. Come down to more options. Go all the way down. Find the category and put that in education. I'm going to jump over here for a minute. And I'm going to give you this in the link, although I've given it to you a couple of times, and I'll email it to you again. But just for now. So this document I'm giving you a link to is this guy right here. Now, I just want to point out a couple things. This is a playlist. Oh, I'm not recording, or am I? Did you say you were okay?
It's recording.
Yeah,
it says recording.
Yeah, good for me.
You're good.
So, and by the way, Donna, I threw away the last meeting's recording because it was too embarrassing for me to put that up. I was like, no, forget it. It was a crash and burn. Okay, I just lost my train of thought. Okay, I'm pointing this out to you. This is a playlist of the classes. So if you miss a class or if you forget, like Claire talked about that, you can go to this playlist, which is on that document as playlist for class videos. But I want to bring you down to here, which is creating accessible channels on YouTube. This is a document made by Jennifer Nguyen. She's a TSA in the tech department. And it basically tells you what's the best chance you have for making your videos accessible to BUSD students. Use your Berkeley.net account for YouTube. Click Made for Kids, put it in the category Edit Education. If you do this for every video, with time, YouTube's filters will start to look on you more politely. That thing that says approve for BUSD button is meaningless. It does nothing. Nothing. I don't know. And that's about it. So these are things that you should do to have you have better success. Let me come back over here. So I'm moving through uploading my video, put it in education. I'm going to click on next. Now here, this is not available to me because that's too short of a video, but you can add an end screen. I've never done that. And I think it's like just if you have like, I notice when I watch people's videos, they definitely have an end screen, which takes me to subscribe for them or check out their merchandise. Or so you might want to play around with end screen and see as a teacher, what way would it serve you?
How you could use it,
Maybe
yeah.
it could be a link. I don't know. I don't use it, but I'm sure there's probably something you could do with it. So I click next, and here's where you choose, is it private? You're the only one that can see it. Unlisted, because it has images of children and you're not allowed to put them out on the public. In fact, if Berkeley finds you doing that, someone will contact you and talk to you about that. Because I was just like going, I don't care. And I was putting kids' images on websites. And they came to me and they said, no, you got to make that a private website. You can't be doing that with your Berkeley.net account. So I don't know how overwhelming everything is, if they'll get to you, but they may. So this is if it's got images of children, and this is public. My arts and crafts videos, my dance videos, those are all public. You could schedule when you make it public, but then you click publish. And then it goes through this process of, see, that was very fast. So now it's been published, but normally it's not an 18-second video. So you're going to see uploading. And when it's uploading, do not close that tab. It takes a long time. Now, you do have freedom when it shifts from uploading to processing. When it's processing, you can close the tab. When it's uploading, don't close the tab. I want to point out a couple of things. For me, when I'm downloading the file from iMovie, that can take a long time too. And when I'm uploading it to YouTube, both of those things take a long time. So I sometimes go into my settings or system preferences, and under the light bulb energy saver, I set both of these to never for the power adapter and for the battery. Because I don't want it to go to sleep. And I don't want to have to stay next to it and babysit it to keep it awake. So this way it will not go to sleep. You should probably set an alarm on your phone to remind you to fix this. Because if you leave it like this, you'll damage your monitor. Because it'll burn an image into your monitor because it's not going to sleep. I mean, that's long-term problems. But I'm just saying, don't leave your computer like this. You got to remember to come back and put it back at like 15 minutes or something less than 15 minutes. So that's just a tip. Things tend to go better if your machine doesn't fall asleep in the middle of the process. Now I want to show you something over here. Once you've done that, it'll probably take you into YouTube Studio, but just in case, when you're on YouTube and you click on your icon. One of the choices you have over here is YouTube Studio. I took you here yesterday and we looked at the audio library, which was down here, if you remember. Now, this one is the one you're really going to enjoy. It's videos. Now, from this window, you see all of your videos. And you can see how many views you have. Over here in this column are the views. And over here, we know if it's listed or on public. And if I wanted to change this from public, like, oh, that's supposed to be unlisted, you can do it right here, right on this screen. You can do a bunch. Like you could go back and realize, oh, I did not say this was appropriate for kids. So let me see if I can do that here. No. This one, it's just for public run. But over here on the pen, then you can go in and edit it. Oh, and actually, let me go back to this guy. I want to edit the one we just put up. So I click on the pen next to it, and that allows me to edit it. Now you can see it chose its own thumbnail. I do not think it chose a good thumbnail. And you could argue that this is a pretty good thumbnail. But let's say I didn't like any of the thumbnails. What I would do is go back onto my computer and open that movie again. It's in my documents file. And then I'm going to carefully move through my movie. Oops, that's not the movie, sorry. Where'd it go? Oh, I'm in the wrong file. In my documents file. I open up the movie and I scroll through it. And you find that amazing shot that's going to make the most beautiful thumbnail. Because what it'll be you. It'll be a close-up of your face probably. And the thumbnails they pick are you looking like deformed usually. So you want to find that one frame where you look decent, right? And put it there. And then with Shift, Command, and 4, take a screenshot. And then I'm going to go back onto my YouTube. And over here, I can upload a thumbnail. And if I go into recent, I should find that screenshot I just took. Oops. It says it's bigger. Oh, hold on a second. Let me go to the desktop. There it is. And so now I'm going to choose that as my thumbnail. And this is where if I forgot to say it could be for kids, I can go in there and fix that. The other thing I want to mention is playlists. On this version of me, I don't have a lot of playlists, but on my personal YouTube, I have quite a few. And you can make a new playlist, and this could be like my video class playlist. And then I'll make sure that this goes on that video class playlist. And so when I'm done, I click save, and you can see it updated the thumbnail. Do you guys have questions about that before I move on? Yeah.
So the thumbnail just gives the viewer an idea of what's in the video, and they click on that, and it takes them to your
So
movie.
when you put it in Seesaw, the kids are going to see the thumbnail in Seesaw.
Okay.
When it's sitting in YouTube waiting to be played, it's on the thumbnail.
Okay.
Like it's in that menu. So it really does, because like a lot of times it's like, I don't want that on Seesaw. That doesn't look good. So that's often why I put titles too, because that could be your thumbnail. And then that makes it really easy for people to find your videos. If you have your thumbnail have the title on it. But sometimes you look so good in a certain frame, you're like, oh, yes, pump it up. That's what's lovely about videos. There's so many frames, you could probably find one where you look good, right? Now I want to go into iMovie and show you an advanced editing technique, if you're down for this. So I'm in iMovie over here. And, let me I'm going to share something with you first. Oh, I'm not sharing my desktop, so that didn't help. Let me give you a link to 2 clips. So with the off chance that you could maybe download them and practice this while I'm teaching it, but I don't know if that'll work for you, but let me give it to you. So what I've given you is a short clip of an airplane taking off and an ambulance going by. And it's in the chat if you want to try and get it. And this is where I crashed and burned in the last class. I couldn't find those clips in my iPhoto library. And let me tell you actually how I solved it, so maybe it'll help you. Well, maybe I shouldn't, because now it's just spinning. So I was trying to find those videos. So I went into photos, and then I even went into just the videos. And I just added them, so you would have hoped it would be at the beginning. And of course, here it is now. But it wasn't at the beginning when I was looking for it. And I couldn't find it. One thing you can do is search for the name of it, which this was called iMovie. And then all the ones that are called iMovie show up. So that's an easier way, because a lot of times it's very hard to find things. They don't show up where you expect them to do. So that's an option for you. But what I want to show you in here is when I click on a clip, if I click on the end, I can get this gray line at the end. And if let's try that again. If I double click on it, it opens something called Precision Editor. And the Precision Editor can be closed, because sometimes you fall in here by mistake and then you want to get out. This is how you close the Precision Editor. But oops, let me get back there. So in the Precision Editor, one of the things you can do is create what they call a J cut, which is going to be, and this is kind of high level, but I'm going to have the audio for the next clip start while you're looking at the video for the first clip. So I just want to show you how to do that. So this is the airplane taking off. And let me move this further down. Maybe. All right, here I am crashing and burning, trying to teach you something. One of the things you can do, if you look at this, you can change where we leave the airplane. So I want to leave the airplane like right about, actually this is too long. Let me close Precision Editor, make my clip a little bit shorter to make this easier. Okay. So, sorry, I'm going to try and get back into Precision Editor. Now, I'm going to move this line down here so that the ambulance is going to come in just as this plane is taking off. And what I want is for the sound of the airplane to continue. Oops. And I don't know if you can see it, but there is a separate little line just for the audio. So I could bring that line back here, and then what happens is, closer. Oops. Sorry, so what happens when I do that is you're getting the clip without the audio. And the J cut is when I'm going to make the, oops, sorry. So what you're hearing is the airplane, but what you're seeing is the ambulance. So I could have the sound from the plane continue for a little while into the next clip. But what I'll want to do if I do that is make sure that I lower the volume of the other clip so I can hear it. And the other nice thing that's available in the precision editor is in the audio, I can, let me see if I can get it. Let me try it in this one instead. Let me close this for a second. So in the audio, which is the blue at the bottom, it's not letting me do it. So I'm crashing and burning again. I should just abandon this. I don't know well enough to teach it to you guys, sorry. But I just want to show you let me show you another project where I was successful for it, and then we'll just leave this for now since I'm not being successful in teaching it to you. But if you look at this audio and this one, I was able to click on the audio line and get these white dots, and that helped me to change the volume in a smoother way. So let me see if I can do it for you in this one. I added the song, and when I'm in Precision Editor, let me see if it'll work. Down here, when I am on the volume line of the audio, you have to hit Option and then click on it. You get these little dots. That's what I was doing wrong. You have to hold Option down and then click on it. Now, why would you want those dots? Because it helps you make smoother transitions with the sound. So let me put one over here, Option, and then click on it, and you get this dot. So that by having more dots, you can sort of do things with the curve to make it smoother. And that's all in Precision Editor. So sorry if that was a little bit fumbling. The next thing I want to show you is how much time do I have? Okay.
Sorry, Claire, can I ask you one more question? So in order to be able to change the volume of, I just need to click it twice on the.
Okay, so there are different ways you can change the volume. In the regular editor, you just get on that line in the audio part, and you can pull it down from 0 to 400%. That's one way to change the volume. Up here, when the clip is selected, you also have the option of adjusting the volume up here. Go down to 0. And down here, when you added audio, you also have that option of just dragging the line up and down. Did that answer your question?
Oh, okay. Yes, thank you.
Now I went a little bit fancier, and I went into Precision Editor. And in Precision Editor, when you're on this line, if you hold Option and then click on it, it gives you a little dot on the line. And why would you want that dot? It helps you, like, okay, you're raising the volume, but this is where we start raising the volume. It just gives you a little bit more control over having volume shift for different parts. Because if without those white lines, let me see if I can get those dots. When I lift the line, the whole line comes up, right? Everything's 100 or 400%. But once I get those little dots in, by clicking, let me see if it just works anyway. Yeah. You have to be in the Precision Editor for that. When you're in the Precision Editor, let me try and get back there. Yeah. Oh, I was in the Precision Editor, sorry. So by hitting Option and putting the dots, nope, that's not working. Option and then click. When I get that dot, when I try and lift this now, oops, I can then pull that dot back down. No, it's still going as a computer. Anyway, that dot somehow does actually allow you to control it. It's not working the way I would want it to. Let me see. Option. Yeah. So as I pull it up, yeah, see that dot keeps it anchored down there. It didn't let the whole thing go up. It just went up after the dot. So I wanted to show you on this. Oh, I was already there. Let me do a bunch of undo so I can undo what I just played around with. Okay. So I gave you guys a 9-minute video of me coloring in a scribble art. I just want to show you how music and fast forward can help make things a little bit more magical and more appealing. So I want to play the beginning of this for you. Hi, today I'm going to show you how to do something I call scribble art. Now for this you'll need a piece of white paper, a black marker, I like to use a Sharpie, and then a collection of other colored markers. So we'll start with our black marker. We're going to make a big scribbly design, and as I make it, I'm going to keep it open, so my scribbles are not going to be. So I'm going to jump ahead here, and you can see I've decreased the volume to like 1. I like it to be at 3% actually, because then you can hear it a little bit. Scribbly design, and as I make it, I'm going to keep it open. So I think it's nice for the music to play very quietly behind you. When I finished talking, then what I did is I put a cut right after I was done talking. And then I went to the end right before I started talking again. I didn't do it exactly when I started talking, just a little bit before. I put another cut. And then I had this big clip of like 7 minutes of me coloring. The first thing I did with that clip after I selected it is I went up to the speedometer and I increased the speed. And you can go up to 20%, or 20 times rather. And also the important thing is to turn off the volume. So you want to increase the speed and turn off the volume when it's a big piece. Then you want to cut it into 7 pieces. And I delete the 2nd, 4th, and 6th piece. Because even though I've sped it up, it's still like 3 minutes long. And nobody wants to watch you color for 3 minutes. So if by doing it into 7 pieces and eliminating the evens, you keep the beginning, you keep the end, but you're taking chunks out of the middle. And I'll show you what that looks like. All right, beautiful scribble art. All right, I want you to give that a try. And when you're done, take a picture and send it to me so I can share it with everybody else. All right, have a good time doing art. Bye. So what I want you to notice here is that I had music continuing after my movie, and I have it fading out as I end the movie. Let me show you an easier way to fade it out. I faded it out with the precision editor. I'm going to take this clip out for a second and what was it called? It's called Dewdrops. No, it's So I found it in Jingles, and it was only like 30 seconds, but I really liked it. So I thought it was like, oh, I'm doing this wrong. Let me get back to Dewdrops again. Where'd it go? Hold on. My media, audio. Oh, it's in alphabetical order, or how is it? Let's see, let me get it in alphabetical order. Okay, Dewdrops. There you are. I forgot to get the white box around it. So I'm going to drag it down here. And since it's only 35 seconds, I just put a bunch of them down here. And one concern you might have about that, if you notice down here, it trails off. But because my volume was so low at that point, nobody noticed. But if I was playing it louder, I wouldn't want it to trail off. So I might trim off the trailing off part so I could, let's see if how that looks. Is it gonna go here? Sorry, I'm fumbling. Okay. But anyway, I don't think I can add another one because I don't have any video, so it's not letting me add anything over here. But one of the things that I do is I listen to the music because it has phrases, right? And you want it to end on a phrase, not as it's ramping up to something else. So maybe somewhere in there is where I want it to stop. So I'm going to go Command B. No, I'm going to put the playhead there, and then I'm going to go Command B. Is that going to work? No, it's not. All right. I don't know why it's not letting me split it, but all right, I'll just drag this end to where I want it to stop. So let me listen to it again. So maybe I need to go just a little bit more this way. Now I want you to notice this circle. It's right there. And that's what's gonna give me that slow fade out by dragging that in. That didn't actually fade out, did it?
It was starting to fade.
Yeah, it might be too short for us to hear it, but that's gonna help you. Maybe if I made it a little bit longer. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah. And so that's your generic fade. But if you wanted something a little bit better, you could go into that precision editor and then option, click on this line to get some of these dots. So you can really get in there and start really doing, oops. Let me try another dot. So I should be like, I can make my own ramp. Like do it a little bit faster maybe. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. So you can go in there in the precision editor, and by hitting option while clicking on the line, you get these dots. And that helps you kind of smooth the curve and play around with it to make it the way you want. Hold on, let me consult my piece of paper to see what I wanted to tell you. Any questions? And
No, that was great. That was great to see.
yeah. I'm just looking over my list. Oh, one thing I wanted to tell you guys. If you work in Screencastify, and why would you work in Screencastify? Because sometimes you just want to make a video of what you're doing on your computer. You don't, oh, and this is that message to tell me that they finished exporting my file. So Screencastify is something where you might want to like just show them how to use Seesaw, right? So you'd make a video in Screencastify because you could say, then click on this, and they're seeing what you're doing on your video. But Screencastify makes its videos as web movies, and you can use them in iMovie. So the workaround for that is when you're in Screencastify, and with Screencastify, when you open it up in your browser, if you click on this, it takes you to the web page where all your videos are. And then you could choose one of your videos. And over here, you have the option of.
Claire, do you want to share your screen?
Oh, am I not sharing my screen? I'm sorry. Ugh. It's the old 57-year-old brain. Okay, so let me go back again. So when you're in Screencastify, up here, if you open it up in your browser as an extension, this will bring you to that page where all your videos are that you've taken in Screencastify. And when you open one of them up, you have the option over here as exporting it as an MP4 file. And you want to export it. And then after it's done exporting it, you're going to need to download it. And once you do that, you can use those Screencastify movies in iMovie. So, yeah, I think I took you through most of YouTube, how you're going to use YouTube Studio. I got a little deep with that J clip. I don't know if that was necessary. Trying to show off and then choked. Anyway,
I liked it because I was wondering how you fade the music out, because I've made, you know, a couple of libraries, and I've noticed that some of the read alouds that I found, the music just, it stays at the same volume, and it distracts from the person reading. So I like that you taught us how to do that.
yeah, and I think those things are really important. Like,
yeah.
They bring your movie up from some kind of cumbersome, okay, you made a movie, good for you. You know, I really don't want to watch your movies. That like that title with the scribble art, it was like, it's soothing, and it's, you know, it's like, I don't know, maybe it's just because it's my video, but it's like, that's a good video, you know, like that's a nice product. And I think that's important for kids.
Yeah, for sure.
To watch your videos. Yeah.
I practiced a couple. So I practiced making a little movie with my cats. I had a bunch of pictures. You know, if you have animals, you take lots of pictures of your animals. So I already had those in the movie. And from what you taught us yesterday, I added music. And I added a title, and I was able to change the directed by, instead of Miss Torres, which was my, you know, a name before, to and instead of Miss Manqueros, I changed it to Mrs. Monkey Toes. We named me Mrs. Monkey Toes after using Google Meet, and the kids were using the subtitles, or the
Chat.
The captions.
Captions.
Oh, the captions.
And my name, Manqueros, came up Monkey Toes. And I'm like, that's it. So it was fun. And I actually practiced posting it. I could see where you could post it either to YouTube, and I posted it to Facebook. And this morning I was making one using a new read aloud that I got. So, and using the features that show you where to start, and how the slide moves, and
Yeah.
it's really fun, Claire, and I feel like a little more encouraged to do it because
Okay.
of this. So
Oh, good.
it's really awesome.
So I think that's it for me today. Do you guys have requests for our last day of anything you want me to do?
I think I'm going to be on the road. I'm not sure I'll be able to Zoom
Oh, okay.
in the car, but thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely, Emily.
Yeah.
And
It's been a lot of fun.
Juliana in another class has been emailing me questions because, like, in the moment, no, I don't have a question. But then, like, half an hour later, she's got like 7 questions, which is good because that's good for me because then other people probably have the same question. So if you come across questions, email me them.
Okay, great.
Sounds good, Claire.
Claire, I may have a question later just because my Mac is older. So I have the old iMovie. It doesn't look like yours. So I've been trying to fumble through, try to find the same things.
Yeah. Maybe
yeah.
you and I should spend some time together with you sharing your screen with me.
Okay, yeah, if you have time later, that would be
Yeah,
great.
definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe on Friday.
Oh, well, okay.
Are you busy
Yeah.
on Friday?
No, but I just want to give you a break.
Yeah, but I think it would probably be best because I'm used to an older version of iMovie. I just got this computer. I used
Oh,
to use the old version, so I could probably walk you through that.
okay, great. Thanks.
Yeah,
Okay.
just need to figure it out for that version. All right,
Okay.
guys.
Thank you.
Bye,
Claire,
everybody.
Oh, and Emily, nice to meet you.
good to meet you. I have one question for you.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know if Loom can download into MP4 like Screencastify? It can? Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool.
Thank you.
Good question. Bye, you guys. Have a good
Bye.
weekend. Emily,
Bye.
Claire, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.